Well, taking a little bit of extra to get her going. There we go. She's been sleeping a little bit. One of the things that we got to work on is that, you know, I don't know if that gauge works. I hope it doesn't. 260 is hot. You need some loving is what I'm getting at. And you know, we're just the guy to give her the loving to get her going again. Let's get at it. Yep. He's a little hot. Takes a lot of effort to push a car in not under its own power. Whew. There we go. Perfect. Couldn't ask for any better. You might be asking, what on earth are we doing with a Trans Am in the barn? Well, you know, autocrossing is something we want to do, and the truck's a little bit too high. So how about we use Dad's old car and see if it can, you know, slay some cones. But there's a lot of work that we got to do before it. But it's going to be kind of back to back to back to back to back, because we got to get some stuff done on this guy, and we want to use it this summer. No time like the present. Welcome to Hi-O Stable Garage. Because it's only been off the road for a couple years doesn't mean it doesn't have a whole bunch of gremlins on it. Because, you know, this guy gets stored in the grass, a whole bunch of stuff, but we kind of got to go through it tooth and comb and see just, you know, what's wrong with it. So we have a place to start, because the outside looks great. Maybe underneath, who really knows? We got a lot of stuff to do. We got to pull the tires off of it. We got to check it front to back first, see just what we got to do that way, and then go from there. I don't know if all the lights work. Likely none of them work at the end of the day. But let's jack this guy up and let's just kind of see what's going on. Note to you guys, always break loose your lugs first before you jack up the car, or else, you know, if they're really stuck on there, you might be cursing. That we noticed right off the bat, we only got 4 lugs on the 2 back. It's supposed to be 5. Got 5 on the front, both sides. So we're missing a lug. We got to source a lug. Not a big deal. We just need 2 of them. Oh, we got a lot of stuff that we found wrong, you know, that's going on with this Trans Am here. we only drove in here with, minimum braking power. And I mean minimum. The rears, as you can see, I took those guys off. The rears are okay. They're just not adjusted well. There's a couple other issues like seal-wise and stuff, and we'll get into that in a second. But this is the only caliper that actually did its job, and as you can see, it's a fairly new unit. The rotor, it's a little tiny bit grooved up, but nothing a needle scaler won't fix. Gonna have to needle scale the living daylights out of these guys. Needs ball joints, it needs a whole bunch of stuff, but brake work is a number one priority. Number two is actually, sadly, the engine. The engine is hurt. It's not having a good time. We have oil mixing with coolant on the inside, so head gasket's gone, something like that. Temperature is all over the place, so either the sensor's bad, or we have a big water pump issue, or the rad's plugged with that oil coolant mix. Not good. So we got to basically throw all the coolant stuff into this car, just kind of help it along. And then pretty much every gasket going front to back needs to be done, mind you. I'll show you the biggest ones. So again, don't think that because we had one brake working, he's good either. He's grabbing pretty good, and the pads are all cracked up, so that's not exactly ideal. I'll show you this one. I don't even think this caliper is out to the party. As you can see, I think he's completely on. Not exactly ideal. The backs are actually in really good shape, pretty much brand new, but it all has to come off because we got to do the seal. So we got to do a new wheel seal on it. Pinion seal, transmission pan gasket is completely gone. Oil pan gasket, head gaskets, intake gaskets, the whole shebang. Water pump, there's quite a lot of stuff going on that engine. The engine itself runs tickety-boo. It's nice and healthy. No real issues. Starter's kind of sluggish. We might have to rebuild him, same way we did the other one. But, yeah, I think we're going to have to pull this engine. Pull this engine out, go through it, re-gasket the thing, put a new water pump on it, and send her back out. But it needs some loving. There's no two ways around it, is what it is. Hey, Colt from the future here. And, yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of things that have went down on this car, and we'll get into them. We got episodes filmed and all that stuff. But this is kind of what you guys are gonna see, and it's gonna hit pretty fast, pretty much. When I said we're gonna do front to back on this car, I mean we're gonna do front to back on this car. And yeah, it's quite an undertaking, but it's gonna be a fun ride, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Chevrolet products on a primarily old Ford channel. Who would have thought? I'll catch you guys in the next episode really, really quick, and you can likely guess what it's gonna be on. See you guys.